do not have good heroes against it for the laning stage. Very mobile. With living armor, they can't really kill it off. They do pick TA, however, to have an answer of their own to at least one lane.
And I guess it works out. I mean, in terms of getting rid of the refraction, what do you got? You've got the Lesh, I suppose, with the Nova and the Edict. But other than that, you know, the refraction is going to be pretty big. We've seen, as we'd imagined, Limp to be picking it up, play it earlier today, and it was pretty impressive stuff. So obviously a hero they're very confident with. But now as Burden, obviously you've still got this final pick to go. For the side of Burden, do you feel they're missing anything that could fit very nicely in their draft against what NiP have brought to the game so far?
They need damage.
Yeah.
That's probably the main thing. And I'm saying that with a lineup that has Lesh, but it just feels like regardless of whether they get physical or magical damage, like they can obviously take both paths, and they need someone who can hit hard early on so they don't just get their towers rolled over. Because right now I just don't see these four heroes combined being able to hold the push. Especially not when NiP they're not just fully reliant on Nether Blast and slow sieging the towers. They can actually just run into tier with refraction and start hitting too, and pretty quickly make work of it. So they need a way of burning through these heroes and actually taking the fight. Or, as mentioned earlier, maybe something, you know, they could think about something like a Dragon Knight. So let's say, okay, you guys want to 5-man push a lane? We'll push 2 of your lanes. Weaver in one lane, Dragon Knight in the other. Lesh can go wherever he wants, try to hold a little bit, or help pushing. I think Dragon Knight could be an interesting pick, all in all. But he gets destroyed in lane by TA. That's an issue. And they need to lane it differently. We'll see.
I mean, the final ban there from NiP, they ban out the old Phoenix, so I guess they are anticipating that it is going to be the position 1 Weaver. Do you think that is the most likely scenario for Burden, and they won't do a solo lane Weaver and pick someone up? And, well, that's kind of confirmed it now. So we know it's going to be the Paris DS, and you're going to kind of have your trial in there with the Weaver, Rubik, and Trian. And, of course, Iron Shell, pretty nice against TA.
Actually not that bad of a pick. I think it's actually really interesting, because, okay, so you've got Iron Shell against TA, like you said, really good at burning refraction. And I said they need damage, and Darkseer is not the best in that department.
No.
But what he does is he amplifies the damage of his team. He actually sets up for maybe multiple hero Lightning Storm, maybe multiple hero, even Split Earth, which is great. Gathers them together for the Fate Bolt. Maybe even, like, it sounds like really weak, right? But vacuuming into the Swarm, if it hits all the heroes, fights extend, everything adds up. And Darkseer can definitely, let's say he Iron Shells himself and the Weaver. If we're looking at team fights around the 15-minute mark, the damage is really significant. It falls off a lot later on, but that's not where NiP's lineup peaks anyway. So I like this. I think it could definitely work.
And what I like as well about the pick, obviously, looking at the side of NiP, we'd imagine they still need their solo lane hero. We know that Unison Fan, he's a bit of a beast on the Axe, which they're banned out. He was also very good on the Darkseer. So they're denying him that. And NiP now, with this final pick, as you were saying, a little bit more control would be nice. They're kind of lacking it a little bit in their lineup to deal with heroes like the Weaver. And they've got a good 30 seconds here to think about it. Is there anyone that kind of comes to mind that for yourself? I mean, even something like maybe Unison Fan on the Centaur?
Ricky.
Just throw Ricky in.
I love some smoke screen against... that is not good. I actually think the Phoenix they banned themselves could have been really good for them, too.
You reckon?
But, yeah, that could have worked. The Radiant team don't really have any great attack speed. Oh, well, the Geminate attack is pretty good, to be fair. So maybe it wouldn't have been the best. I'm thinking Clock is a possibility. He has played in the past, but they're going to go for Puck, so that is definitely control. Going to be interesting to see Jonas playing this. I don't think he plays it that often. It's normally 9 of the 10.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Limp's Puck is pretty amazing. Let's see if Unison Fans are able to.
But it is really good for their draft. Because what they're going to be looking to do is they'll be going on a lane, they'll siege it, and if Burden United try to counter-engage or actually fight into them, they've got massive AoE damage and lockdown, and they've got a way of forcing them to fight and stay inside that Nether Ward and take that damage, and it enables TA to hit targets as well. So it's a solid last pick. I think it makes a lot of sense. Just wasn't considering it for Jonas.
Right, here we go, getting ourselves into the game, and of course this is a big one. The loser of this will be knocked out. The winner will proceed to tomorrow to be part of the final 4 teams. It is indeed a best of 3. This is game 1 here, Burden United versus Ninjas in Pyjamas, and it will be myself, ODPixel, and Cinnamon casting this one, and let's get ourselves acquainted with the sides. Over on NiP, we're going to have Limp on the TA. It's going to be Seal Kid on his Disruptor, Era on that position 1 Puck, and then you can have Unison Fan this time on the Puck, and finally Hansken on his Undying. And well, Cinnamon, what are we seeing from the side of Burden?
We got my nuts on the Trent. I got Paris on the Darkseer, then toward mid lane for now. Obviously, he is going to be moving. It's Come With Me on Rubik. Necroman will be playing Lishrak. He tends to play this for Burden United when they pick that up. And finally, Sing Sing on Weaver, which I don't think I see that often, but I believe he has played it sometimes in the past. It's not a first, but not really one of his main go-to heroes, but he definitely does play.
I mean, why do you feel this game they did pick the Weaver? What about the Weaver kind of sings out to you as, yeah, this is the right hero for this matchup?
Well, it's just the Swarm is great against that type of push that extends over a long time. It's a very mobile hero that can attack Netherward and Tombstone and can also hold his own in the lane. So it's just a good multi-purpose pick.
Okay, and here we go. The lane's about to settle out, and we'll see what both sides want to match up against what. Mid lane, it is going to be the TA against the Leshrac as expected, and it looks like both teams opting to run. Oh no, let's also see an aggressive trialing come out from the side of NiP, and that's going to meet head-to-head with a dual lane at the moment, because mid lane, we're actually going to see a little bit of a wraparound attempted here by Come With Me. He's just coming in for a few hits onto Limp. Nothing too major, and in fact Limp just turns around and says, well, get out my face, mate. And just giving him a few slaps. They're trading hits, Rubik trying to be as annoying as he can, and trying to control Limp, and now well, they're going to follow up here with Split Earth, and Limp, he's got to be careful, he's got Refraction in a second, he's going to be alright, but that's a little bit of harassment,
really
forcing him out, and where's your regen?
Yeah, he did go for the fast bottle build though, so
okay,
that is going to play out. If he had not gone for the fast bottle build, this lane would be really, really difficult for him if he had started with the greedy Wraithband startup or something like that, but yeah, He's yet to get his first CS, as this early harassment from Rubik was very effective. He's even trying to wrap around here for the courier, but NiP expects it.
Oh, Come With Me, he's pretty deep here as well. I mean, he is going to get spotted out by Seal Kid here on this Disruptor, and well, he's going to go for a bit of fun. Has he got any backup here, Seal Kid? Are we seeing anyone else moving towards the jungle? Doesn't look like it. They're just going to allow Disruptor here to deal with the Rubik and scare him back out of the lane. And mid lane, as you said, Necroman got a nice bit of space, 7 for 5 at the moment, had a head start against Limp, but we should see Limp be able to, you know, deal with the lane pretty well. With the Refraction, he's guaranteed to get the farm, and it's just up to how much better United can do to annoy him. And we're going to see another rotation here as He's coming in, he's looking for the telekinesis, and he's going to find it this time. Is this going to be enough damage to bring down Limp? He's got a few ball charges, but it's not going to be enough, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is your first blood there, as the harassment is just too much for the TA.
This is really a problem for NiP. Like, usually when you pick TA, it's to do well in lane and then snowball off that. It's a very weak hero at playing from behind. He has 1 CS to the 13 of Lesh. Absolutely getting destroyed, and the trade-off isn't even that big.
And look at this. I mean, Necromancer, he's left the lane there. We're seeing if he could find anything against this Disruptor. Did get the slow off with the lightning, but I wasn't able to follow it up. I mean, looking at the other lanes at the moment, what are we seeing? Jonasson fan up against the Sing Sing Weaver. That's pretty balanced at the moment. Sing Sing's still finding something. And, I mean, there we go. There's the fact. This is Sing Sing's second game on Weaver ever in competitive.
Yeah, I feel like I hadn't seen it before. I would have guessed he played it more than once before, but I do know it's not one of his go-to heroes, so interesting to see. Well, he has a 100% win rate. Let's see if he can keep it up. At least for now, the laning stage, I would say, is going very well for Burden United. As I was about to say, the trade-off here, let's say you commit the Rubik to shut down the mid lane. A lot of the times, like, okay, then the enemy team wins the lane because Rubik isn't there. But to be honest, they're still doing fine in the other lanes. The Darkseer of Paris is jungling very effectively. Sing Sing is getting a lot in the top lane with his Weaver, putting some pressure on Hanskin. They might even try to kill him here.
I'm thinking about it. The Tombstone is too much. Spooks him, and yeah, indeed, Sing Sing just Gucci's out, pops to the south, and keeps himself safe. But I mean, as you said, just the fact that with the Darkseer in the jungle, the fact that you're giving a lane to Treant Protector, the side of Burden United is going to be finding a lot in this laning stage compared to what NiP have found so far. I mean, you can see the hero levels at the moment, it just kind of shows this. And Error, he's getting his farm down here, you know, he's found 40 CS at the moment, but at the same time, Minuts, if they're able to get something like a reasonable Agnim's timing on this Treant, it's going to be very hard for NiP to fight into and to push into as aggressively as they might have wanted to with the draft.
I'm not sure if that's the item he wants to go, though, because I think the timing of that is going to come too late.
Okay.
Like, he's playing safe lane and he is getting CS, but realistically, we're probably not looking at a sub-20 axe. And NiP's lineup is looking to peak at like 15 to 20, right? That's when they really want to take towers. Maybe even earlier, like 10 to 12 might be the starting point. So what can he get that is really impactful early on? He could look for something like a mech for the team if he can afford it, but I think they need to get that on the Darkseer. Treant doesn't have the mana pool for it.
Limp here, he's got a haste rune and he's going to chase down Paris. The kinetic field will trap the Darkseer as well. There's nowhere for Paris to run. He's looking for a potential deny. At the same time, Sing Sing's actually gone down on the top lane. This might be another kill if they can find one more click. No, it's not quite enough here with the regen. Paris is going to stay alive, and now the telekinesis. They're trying to turn it around onto Limp, and they're going to be able to get the kill. Burden United finding the TA. He did lose Sing Sing though on the top lane, so it does end up being kind of a global 1-for-1 trade there between the sides, but two big heroes dying, maybe in bottom lane. NiP might find more here going on to Minuts. They've got 3 of them here. There's nowhere for Minuts to run. They should be able to find us with the blast. They'll get that kill, and that's some money in the pocket of Error.
Yeah, they're going to transition this into some damage on the bot tower. No, they are playing...
top lane! Jonas and Fan just outplaying Sing Sing. That's going to be another kill within a matter of a minute there on the top lane. I mean, Jonas and Fan, that's pretty big, getting 2 kills onto the Sing Sing Weaver.
He killed him without even having Dream Coil. He killed a level 4 Weaver with a level 5 puck. That is so important for NiP because their mid lane is falling apart. So if they at least trade with that top lane of the Weavers, then they're getting something back their way. And in addition to that, this bottom tier 1 might be taken down in one go. They won't even get to use Laving Armor on it unless Paris is going to use the wall he's running in. Not really getting anyone with that wall, actually, but Hanskin might not be able to get out. Good glimpse from Steel Kit, but the damage has almost actually not been done enough here.
Oh, let's see if they can continue the fight. They've got the tower now. Well, NiP, they might want to look for more. They're going to go on for Paris and Minus. Paris trying to do what he can, but he's trapped up here by the kinetic field. Arrow moving into position. They're cornering Minus. He's stuck in the midst of it all. He's trying to chase down a Hanskin here with the Iron Shell. He's going to be able to find the kill. No, Hanskin just turns around, throws down the Decay, and is now going to be Trin hiding in the trees. Now Paris will surge forward. He's looking to chase these guys down, but the kinetic field again just causing too many issues for the Darkseer. Paris won't be able to chase them down, and NiP are going to be safe for the time being. Top lane. I see Sing Sing trying to go in onto Jonas and Fan here, looking for a bit of revenge. He has got backup as Rubik's moving in. Can come with me, find the telekinesis. He's going to throw the Fade Bot out first. They're actually going to try and send this one around with the Dream Core from Jonas and Fan, catching out both the Rubik and the Weaver. Now the backers come in, Era's TP'd in. They want to try and do something. His Hanskin turns up as well, but Sing Sing will Shikuchi as well away. And can they catch it out? Oh, come with me. No, he's a little bit too speedy. He will get out. And Sing Sing, I might look to fight because Necroman now moving in on the left track. They want to keep this one going. They're going to find a split off onto Jonas and Fan. This is going to be big if they can find the puck, and they can. They bring down Jonas and Fan on the puck. The nether wall's been dropped, and it looks like Birdie United are going to be happy with that. But that's a big kill. They're allowing Sing Sing to get the return kill onto Jonas and Fan in a lane that he was having a bit of a tough time in.
Yeah, he's just going for the tactical feed first, getting the puck really rich to get a lot of combat gold there. Great strategy from Master Sing. It is really important. He's up to 24 CS actually, so as far as farm goes, he's looking okay, and now he's going to crack his level 6 almost off the back of that kill, so pretty good. As Paris, by the way, once again on his Darkseer is getting very rich compared... He played a Darkseer earlier today where he also got a lot of farm. That was the first game against the best of one, I believe, against Basically Unknown.
Yes, that's right.
He's looking very good on CS once again, getting a lot out of the jungle. NiP are watching it, but they can't contest him right now, so... Already up to level 8 on that Darkseer, 7 minutes in, with 45 CS, looking very good for him.
I was going to TP Topper, they might try and go for something, but again, Sing Sing. Shikuchi's back out with the Arcanes now finished on Rubik. He's going to be able to sustain himself nicely in lane. Mid lane, how's it going for Necroman? Well, he's got a bit of space and time now, as Limp has actually backed off into the jungle by the looks of it, just to clear out some camps in the safety of his own side of the map. There's 3 heroes top. They really want to try and find Sing Sing. Have they got the control? There's going to be the time lapse, and he's just going to back himself out, and NiP won't catch out the Weaver today.
So what's the status of this game? NiP have taken 1 tower. The other towers are looking pretty healthy for now. They're starting to group up for the top tower, with Arrow being level 6. They have Netherward level 2, Tombstone level 2. It's not the greatest of power just yet. They're still doing some decent damage, but I think this is not their time. They're trying to put some pressure, but if they don't do it in one go, it's going to get healed up by Treant, and essentially they're just wasting time that they should be using to get levels. I want to say Burden United getting a better early game than I was expecting, especially based off that mid lane performance from Necroman, as well as Come With Me really destroying Limp has given them a lot of time now. They're going to need to use it the right way, but so far so good for them.
Yeah, we saw Birdie United kind of rotate towards the top as a 4-man, just anticipating the pressure from NiP, but NiP backing up the 3-man core, just keeping themselves safe on the top lane, and mid lane is getting a bit of a focus now, as they're still trying to do their best to shut down Limp. In terms of net worth, he's not that far behind the Lesh, but it's certainly a sizable difference for 8.5 minutes in, and now they're going to try and go in and catch him out. The TP reaction will be there. Dust has been popped. They want to find this Limp, but now if Hans can come in with a Tombstone, Birdie United realise they can't stick around for this one. They back up. There's going to be the glimpse onto Necroman, but Necroman isn't max health. He's got the damage. He's going to find the kill onto Limp, and Silkib with that glimpse. That was not the glimpse they're looking for. They might even lose more, as well as Minus. He's going in. He's trying to find out more here, as also Come With Me follows through, but now it might be Birdie United who have overstepped the mark. Come With Me will find the kill onto Silkib with the stolen Thunderstrike, and now Hansken getting held back. Will Come With Me get himself out? No, he won't. Hansken finishes off the Rubik there with a Decay, but it does end up being a 3-for-1 favouring the side of Birdie United, and just a kind of a mismatch of skills there from NiP, putting their own selves in danger. Yeah, and the reason this is a 3-for-1 is that Paris just soloed the Pugna top as well. This is
It's really not a good matchup for for Pugna one-on-one playing against Darks here. You just run in, you walk in with Iron Shell. The moment the Pugna starts life draining you, you can just vacuum, but he hasn't even skilled it yet. So Era doesn't even have that possibility. And if he doesn't get any backup, Paris can actually do this over and over again. Just run in and kill the Pugna. There really is no counterplay until he has life drain after vacuum has been used. And Paris making the most of the situation, looking really, really good in this game for him. And NiP. This is one of those strategies where if you fall behind, it can go wrong really quickly.
They found the slow,
to be careful.
And the Thunderstrike here on to come with me, steals the refraction. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive? It might just, as he gets himself surged up as well. Now with the living armor, Rubik will be able to escape there very nicely, getting himself away from the side of NiP. There's going to be a wraparound here coming from Jonathan Fan. But it looks like he's just kind of holding off here. The TPs are coming in from the side of Burden United, and again, it's going to be quite hard for the NiP to fight into this. Even this rune here on this Leshrac as well. This could be big if NiP continue to try and go aggressive. There's 3 of them still here at the moment.
And Tombstone's even
they want to go in.
Was used before.
Yeah, you can Necroman fly.
For NiP.
The damage flying through. Era gets taken down. Can they look to chase for more? Paris surged himself up. They're trying to look to chase down Hanskin. He's got a vacuum here, but kinetic field comes out. That will hold back the Darkseer. Necroman trying to move himself around to get the slow onto Disruptor, and now he's surged up. He's looking for more. He finds the Lightning Storm again, and there with the right click, they bring down Seal Kid. That's another kill there for Necroman here on the Lesh. And now his Hanskin here, hiding in the tree line here. Will he be able to live through this? He's got a CP available. He's going to go for it, but they've got the telekinesis. They'll hold him in place. They'll bring him down as well. That's going to be the 3rd kill in quick succession there for Burden United, and now it's going to be them applying the pressure to the tier 1.
Yeah, and Sing Sing wasn't even there, so he almost got the bottom tier 1 as well. This is very quickly getting out of control for NiP. Their lineup cannot really fight very well from behind. Like, the one thing they do have that can always turn it around is if they get a really good Tombstone during Dream Coil. But for that to really be set up, I think they need the blink on Jonas first. And, well, it's coming at a really big cost right now as they're trying to force it maybe a little bit too much. And, you know, it is very tempting when you're running a lineup like this to just brute force towers as fast as possible because you're like, oh, we have Undying, we have Pugna, we're really strong, but you need to hit the right timing window with your other heroes as well. It's not enough just having those 2, and they're really paying so far. He's going to steal Orb. Is Come With Me.
Okay, now Sing Sing actually moving in as well. A lot of it's what are we seeing the tree into so far? What kind of levels are we seeing on a tree? He's been found himself a level lane up here. Yeah, he's hit level 6, and he's got the Arcanes complete as well. So, I mean, the fact that they've got Arcanes on both the Rubik, the Darkseer, and the Tree, and they've got 3 sets of Arcanes on the side, it's going to be really nice for Leshrac in these kind of 5-on-5 engagements when they push.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting, because this time around Necroman decided to go for a BKB first instead of Bloodstone, which he went for the Bloodstone against basically, or sorry, not basically unknown. Yeah. It was against, wait, am I mixing this up? Necroman did go for that against, was it against Navi?
Was that Necroman? Okay, it's been a long day since.
I actually can't even remember. There was a Lesh going for it against a Pugna.
They're going for it. Necroman running straight in with the living armor. He has no fear. That's going to be a kill for him as he takes down the
great overgrowth.
They're trying to turn this one around, but it doesn't matter. Double kill for Necroman. He will finally fall as a 2-for-1. Now, can NiP find anything more here off the back lines? So they've got the Tombstone down. They're going to look for Come With Me. They're going to find him, making it for a 2-for-2. And now Minus and Sing Sing looks like they will back up out of that one, not wanting to fight into the Tombstone. So NiP, even though they lose a couple of kills there to the Lesh, they do manage to take him down and the Rubik alongside it.
And they get a lot of comeback gold. They're behind by about 5,000, so they get a lot out of this fight, especially killing the Leshrac, who had a dominating streak. All that gold going to go the way of Era, who will probably be finishing a mech, I believe, off this. Yep, he got the full mech in. This is a very big item for NiP to get right now. It's a great way of dealing with the Leshrac, of course, and well, looks like we're going back the other way. They will not be able to get the tower in one go, however, and we're going to see Minos probably healing that up very, very soon.
I mean, well, coming down to 14 minutes, it is still early days. NiP have only been able to take down 1, but as you said, now we're reaching that point where we very well might see NiP go a little bit more aggressive. But Burden United, they're ready for it. They're all grouped up here towards the mid lane at the same time. Sing Sing, what's he doing? Well, he's farming. He's continuing to farm, continuing to find himself that money. And this is going to be the problem here for NiP, because can they really slow down this Weaver's farm?
When Puck has a blink, they can gank him pretty well, I think. But until that, no. Absolutely not. He will be pretty much free to just farm whatever lane he wants. He's also going for BKB, so Burden definitely looking to itemize against mainly the Nether Ward, but also all the nukes of Puck, and of course the Disruptor, who NiP play very, very well. So I think they've got all the tools now. In my opinion, I know it's early to say we're 14 minutes in, but in a way it feels like this is Burden's game to lose. Because they actually have really solid late game, they have great picks, and this was the hardest part of the game that they needed to get through, and they did it very well. So, can NiP force towers is the real question. Can they put Burden United in a position where they make a crucial mistake that costs them a couple of thousand gold? Because if not, I think, you know, you're just seeing a Necroman just keep farming, and the Treant will also be getting a core item or two at this rate.
Jonas and Fan.
And of course, Darkseer is getting really rich. Let's not forget.
He is second on the net worth board at the moment, just behind his fellow Necroman Leshrak. It's a very rich game for the side of the Radiant. Jonas and Fan, he's about 100 gold away from his Blink Dagger, and he's just hiding there down in the bottom shop, keeping himself safe. And now he's got it. Okay, he's managed to find the gold. So now if you Blink on Puck, NiP, in terms of getting the jump onto Burden United, they're going to be in a much better position, especially, as you said, in terms of ganking the Weaver.
The important thing is when they jump, they need to, like, if they just, oh, wait a second, he's harassing my nuts a little bit at the bottom, but if he gets a jump, like, the dream is to get 2 or 3 heroes in Dream Coil. Oh, okay, the dream is to get 5, right? But let's be realistic. Like, if you get a semi-decent Dream Coil and just a couple of heroes with Nether Ward next to it, as well as a Tombstone, I still think Burden United's teamfight is weaker. But the thing about their lineup is they could probably avoid that fight from happening if they do it right. As
yeah, mid lane, the Nether Ward's been dropped, the Tombstone as well, and now getting the Dream Coil into both Paris and Necroman. Necroman's going to fall. Can they find the Darkseer as well? You get the vacuum on the wall off onto 5. It's very pretty, it's very fancy, but is it enough? Come with me coming in as well. He wants to try and turn this one around for the team. They do find the kill onto Era, but now NiP, they want to continue to chase this. Jonas and Fan looking for Paris, blinks forward, will find the kill as he gets himself a double kill, and NiP, they won't come with me here as well. Come with me, trying to do his best here to keep himself alive. It's not going to be enough. That's going to be another kill for the side of NiP, and they take the fight there, 3 for 1 in the mid lane.
I'm actually pretty surprised that they didn't port back Sing Sing for that fight. He's still split pushing top, which of course is great if they aren't in a fight, but he had a lot of time to come and help them out with that, and could have definitely turned it around just with a little bit of harassment from the Swarm and just hitting heroes a couple of times. Might have netted him more gold than he got from doing the split push, but it's possible that Burden United thought they could just get out of that situation, or that the call was made too late, and regardless, he still gets some pretty good farm, and it is a little bit of dip on the graphs, which NiP desperately need. If they can get another fight like that one with that type of Dream Coil, we saw a little bit there of the potential of their lineup. If they can set those fights up a bit more, they can definitely make it.
I should see a smoke up here from the side of NiP. They want to try and find a jump onto Burden United. They've got the tools to do so. Static Storm and Dream Coil, though, aren't available. What kind of cooldown are we seeing on these two? So let's have a look. Are they coming up anytime soon? Yeah, Dream Coil's back up and Static Storm's here now as well. So it's timed very nicely. The question is, are they going to be able to catch anyone out? At the moment, Mark's doing a little bit of a dance here in the mid lane. Jonas and Fan on the high ground. As the lane pushes in, will they catch out the Treant? Well, they know he's dead. Does Jonas and Fan want to jump in on this one? They're just going to do it here with the glimpse, trapping him up into the kinetic field. Do they have vision, though? Yes, Sentry has been popped down. He's just in range, but Minus managed to get himself out of this one, and Minus is going to escape. The wall's been dropped onto Era and Limp, and now Necroman will find the split off onto Jonas and Fan. Can he pick this one up? It's going to be a tricky one. The Sora's going to be there to top Jonas and Fan back up, and now they want to find Necroman with the Static Storm drop. They'll get a kill onto the Lesh. They'll find themselves something. Now, can NiP find anything else here? They're going to proceed, and they're going to find Paris with a Rainy Rift, orbing forward. They should be able to find the Darkseer. The Living Armor's going to buy him some time, but now with Limp moving into the Maelstrom, flying through, not quite enough damage. The Living Armor keeps the Darkseer alive. Paris gets glimpsed back, though, and they do kill him at the end of the day. Well, come with me. He's going to get caught out here by the trap slow. They're ready to go to high ground. He's holding them out, though. He turns it around for the cheeky little punch onto Limp. Limp's got the refraction, though, so he doesn't feel any of it. And looks like this is just going to settle here with 2 clean kills there for the side of NiP.
I think for like a good, I don't know how long that was, Come With Me was isolated up here. Like, he was up the cliff and wanted to go for a blink play, but he kept getting stopped by the Tombstone. And if NiP gets a fight on those terms and they get to isolate the Lesh like that and just bring him down, that is the best thing they can hope for right now. Necroman still does not have the BKB, and it allows NiP to just run in and bring him down. They flat out were just outnumbered for the entirety of that fight, so NiP really seizing an opportunity they got there and getting a lot of golden experience as a result, maybe even the Roshan. I think Burden have an idea that this is happening, however.
Can they contest it? I mean, the wall...
maybe not.
They're going to try for it here. The wall was used in the last fight. What kind of cooldown are we seeing on the wall? Is that going to be available anytime soon?
Such a good place to fight for Lush, though.
They want to jump in, and here we go. They're going to be able to catch them before Osha's dropped down. The Tombstone will be put down as the high ground, and they're going to try and find this one. Vacuum onto 3 here. Who's going to be the first to fall? It looks like it's Sing Sing. They did bring down Error. Now with the split off onto Sealkin, Necroman moving forward will find the kill there as well. It's going to be a 2-for-1. Lim wants to try and find some revenge, and he will get it as he brings down the ledge round, making it a 3-for-2. And now Minus being chased down by the zombies. Jonas and Fan's here as well. It's a double kill for Jonas and Fan, a double kill for Lim. There's going to be a buyback from the Rubik, but I don't quite know what's going to be able to achieve it. It is just Come With Me and Paris left alive on the side of Burden United at this point.
Jonas is really doing work in these fights, finding a lot of really good silences and just dealing a lot of damage while staying out of harm's way on the puck. It's very important for him that he doesn't get caught by the Rubik. He's kind of the only really good counterpick Burden have to just instantly lock him down and try to get a follow-up. And again, NiP they're playing more crisp as a team. Like their movement as a unit, the way they engage into fights. Once again, Burden United getting into the situation. You understand they feel desperate to go in there and can't wait, but in a way, the way they engaged this fight, where Necroman comes in a bit too late, they had a great vacuum, they had a great overgrowth, but the damage wasn't there to follow through, so essentially, they used 2 key control abilities to not set up damage, and then when the damage comes in at the end, it's a bit too late. So in hindsight, maybe that's one of those situations where you actually let the enemy team maybe even take Roche, and then you just get a really good fight because you have the arena advantage there. Yeah. And they get to pay once more. I think NiP actually now taking the lead for the first time in the whole game. Both experience and goal has been quite a mountain they've built in the graphs.
Yeah, absolutely. They've swung it around, and it's apparent obviously on
now
the
TA has
network as well.
That's a really big item.
8K on your TA and 8.6K on the Unison Fan puck. I mean, we're saying if it would be on the same level as Lim, and I've got to say, so far, his puck's been pretty impressive.
Definitely. And the one thing, I really don't want to count Burden United out, because when they get their 2 BKBs, I think changes things a lot. They're going to be worth their value and more for these fights. They make pretty much Pugna, Disruptor, and Puck useless for the entire duration. NiP's only real damage sources going into them will be the TA if she can catch onto them, and the Tombstone zombies can be annoying as well, but they will be very strong still. Even at a gold deficit, I still think Teamfight might be on their side for a little bit, but they have to make the most out of those BKBs when they come in.
We're going to see top lane. See one's going to go down. The United Sing Sing applying the pressure onto bottom, onto the tier 2. And Necroman trying to do what he can here onto the tier 2 on the mid lane as well. It looks like NiP, they might stay strong, and they might look for more on the top lane though. Sticking as a 4-man, just piling on the pressure. I mean, as you said, TA with the Desolator pickup, and with the blast from Error, the towers are going to melt if NiP are able to get their hands on them. Well, it's going to be heading towards the mid lane as well. Both Necroman and Come With Me, they're fairly deep into enemy territory here, and NiP might have the opportunity to trap them and get a little bit of a wraparound. And well, yeah, Necroman's going to TP himself straight out. He's going to be fine just as Sealkin comes in.
That was really close.
That was very close indeed. They've still got Come With Me hanging around on the Rubik here in the jungle. But he's going to be fine to get himself out. And he's managed to find himself the Blink Dagger as well on top of the Arcane. Oh, Jonas and Fan here is going in onto Minuts, but just on his own, hasn't quite got enough to bring down someone as tanky as a Trian.
Yeah, Minuts is very close to an item. I think we're looking maybe at a Blink Dagger for him. I guess it's the best item. Pipe would be really great too, actually, for their side with the way this game is going. But now that they're building the BKBs, it's probably overkill on trying to deal with that. Then they're going to rely more on just getting key lockdowns and being able to burst heroes in their 10-second magic and vulnerability.
Oh, Come With Me coming very far out there. Oh, he's going to be able to get the blink off just before any damage flies through. He's able to keep himself safe, but it looks like it's a bit of a different story here for the tier 2 in the mid lane, falling very low. NiP should be able to claim this one, and they maybe want to fight. They're going to get the glimpse on to Come With Me, bringing him out, but again, the blinks just in time. Rubik with the plays.
Yeah, he benefits a lot from having refraction, of course. Even though he takes damage instances, as long as they don't actually damage him, he can still blink, just like TA can. So Come With Me knows that he's able to play a little extra aggressive like that. It didn't really bring anything with it, but it looked cool, so I guess he gets style points. That's something, right?
So me indeed. And bottom lane, NiP, they're heading there. They know that Sing Sing is hanging around here, but Sing Sing, well, he'll CP straight out, and NiP with this rotation, they won't find any heroes. But of course, they might be able to look for more of a push and look to take another tier 2 away from the side of Burden United. And at this point, 24 minutes in, NiP's pushing power is pretty much at a pretty potent strength for now.
Oh, my nuts.
He's looking for the courier.
Yep. Not going to get it, though.
And it does look like he is going to go for that axe.
I think they might have just missed the timing window of the other item he would have thought about getting, because if he wanted the axe from the start, he would have bought this point booster like a good few minutes ago, right? So I think he might have had another plan, and now they realized, all right, we're going to have to play for a little bit of a later game, and our Treant will have an impact later on, as I'm hearing a BKB used. That's...
Yeah, I mean, Puck was chasing it down, but Necroman just felt that he needed a BKB to get himself out safely in that situation.
He was scared of the follow-up from NiP, although there was actually no one there, so he would have been safe just probably running away. Intimidation factor, Jonas forcing out a BKB charge might turn out to be really valuable later on.
Bottom lane, come with me. He's a bit far out on his own. There's a TA and an Undying on his case, and he's got the refraction. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive this time? Limp's coming in with the punches. There'll be telekinesis to hold him back, and again with the blink, come with me. Is able to TP himself out. Again, the refraction just helping, paying dividends here.
He's really just being a pestilence, actually. He's just wasting their time as much as possible and creating space. It's really cool what you can do with Rubik with refraction and the blink dagger. You can get away with a lot of stuff, as NiP don't really have good damage over time apart from static storm, so if Disruptor isn't there for the ganks, he will very easily be able to get it now. Looks like we might have another tower trade. NiP looking to pressure bottom, and meanwhile mid lane, Burden United get the tier 2, and they're looking for more. Sing has an ace and BKB. He actually can't die. So NiP have to come back and defend this, I think.
That's the question.
Not yet.
Do they try and force back Sing, or do they go back themselves?
Wait,
it looks like they want to stick
Sing's wave?
Has it actually been cut off? Yeah, it looks like he hasn't got a way to play with it in the mid lane, so he's not going to be able to get the push on.
It's taking quite a while before it reaches.
The fight's going on here. Bottom split off connects onto Unison Fan here. They've got the Leech Seed as well. He's going to be able to... the stolen... Was that the stolen ward damage? No, he just gets blown up, and they're going to continue to fight into this one. Paris getting low to the Soul Rip, and Sing Sing now TP's back. And he should be able to hold this one, but the glimpse is there onto Sing Sing. He doesn't decide to BKB that one up, and he says, well, okay, I'll stick in the mid lane, and I'll just continue to push if that's what you want me to do. Error. He's going to look to potentially get the blast on, and they're going to stick themselves down here. NiP still feeling threatened by the pushing power of this Solo Weaver, and happy to stay about. And now, well, Burden United, they want blood, and they want it now. They're going to go into Error with the telekinesis. The vacuum will get dropped as well. They'll blow up the Pugner. And that's going to leave the rest of the side of NiP to get themselves back out. And Sing Sing, he's just sitting here and chipping away at the tier 3.
Yeah, Limp with a TP out. Oh. Does make it. Sing is getting close. He's been here forever. If he had a damage item, he would have got Rex by now, but stuck with this BKB, of course, that in this situation, he would have loved to have a Deso, would have definitely either forced NiP back or just flat out got at least a range Rex here. But still, Bird United definitely coming out ahead in this exchange. And they didn't really have to commit much for it. Paris has a 10-second BKB still. Necroman's is down to 9, but that was not used in that fight. That was from the gank up top he was scared of. And Sing's is 10 as well. So they pretty much have their full fighting potential. And I think Treant might just he actually has it. That is really going to be a problem for NiP.
27 minutes in is pretty formidable. And in terms of clearing the tree line as well, they haven't got any kind of skills they're going to be able to do so. They're going to need to pick up some Quelling Blades.
They can clear trees with Tombstone.
I guess the value Tombstone.
Nice.
The deforesting Tombstone. But I mean, other than that, it's...
Yep, they're going to need tangos, and that's going to be annoying. And just the thing is with Treant, you want to try to, as much as possible, just put them in like the middle of tree clusters where you don't even see them in the first place. So even if they have great clearing abilities, or if they just get like tangos and quelling, they need to find it first. And right now, NiP do not have any true sight apart from 2 sentries and the disruptor. And realistically, you can't really fight Ice in the Forest with sentries. You need a gem. Also, you're just going to find a couple and he's just going to put some more. So difficult stuff for NiP. I still favor Burden in this game if they just play it right from here on out.
I mean, Burden have managed to kind of recover from that swing that NiP gained over the last kind of 10 minutes of this game, and Sing Sing, he's closing the gap in terms of net worth between himself and the Puck and the TA, and he's got 3.4k gold in the bank at the moment. I mean, with the amount of pushing he's been doing, would you imagine we're going to see the Desolator come out next for Sing?
I think it would be a good pickup, just to split push that much harder. Yeah, there we go. He's going to buy that now. What do we got for NiP? Puck is actually going to get a full Ags now. Has the if it's his choice, he has the point booster. Yep, he's going to buy that up right now. So great item against the triple BKBs that Burden United are rocking here. Great against the Weaver, who is very much dependent on mobility and can't get out of the coil now. Even with time lapse, I think the coil still snaps if you time lapse while BKB'd inside it. So great item here. Disruptor working on his. Pretty far away for now, though. And then the TA sitting on 3k, as well as the... Did we mention the Glimmer Cape on Undying yet? I'm not sure. But he has that in addition to his Vanguard. And Pugna looks like he will be building a BKB of his own to be able to not get just completely locked down by mainly the Rubik and the Leshrac have been causing Era a lot of problems.
I mean, for the side of NiP, with the kind of lineup that they had, we expected to see them going aggressive, getting the push on. Will this Burning United going to be a lot happy with the game situation at the moment? In their eyes, they've kind of felt that they've stopped what NiP set out to do at the early start of this game?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I think they got through the hardest part of the game. Now, the only things they need to make sure happen are that they split push all the time and that they don't give Roche away for free. And one of the things might be happening right now is, well, Come With Me knows that they're there. He has pinked them out. And they're looking to try to fight for this. The question is, are they going to be on time? Tombstone will be dropped by Hanskin.
And they're actually going to find Come With Me here on the sidelines first. They're coming just to turn around with the
Oh, Necroman is just just taking it. That is BKBing off that slow and just getting destroyed by him.
Sing's trying to turn it around here with the Desolator and the BKB. He's going to look for Sealkid, but the Glimmer Cape is going to do damage, and they're going to turn around here as Sealkid's just kept alive. This is really painful for Sing.
Oh, and he doesn't know it's
trying to find stuff, but the Axe indeed going for the BKB. NiP, they might lose Sealkid, but now Lim's coming in trying to clean up here with these Desolators. The damage is too much. Hanskin gets a double kill. They're going to find Minus here as well as the Mel flies through, and Lim, contrary to his name, he's going in hard, and he's unstoppable. 4 heroes on the deck for Burning United. Rubik ended up buying back, and well, Jonathan fan is looking for it. He's not going to find it, but I don't think he cares because this has given NiP more than enough space to find Roshan, get the Aegis onto TA, and that was not the fight that Burning United were looking for.
No, they just got completely outplayed, honestly, in that fight by NiP. Limp jumps in and opens onto the Lesh, and he's a little bit greedy with his BKB, not using it right away, and he was slowed by a trap, and he actually gets 4-shot. I think he wasn't expecting that, but he's got 6 armor, and his health pool isn't that high because he doesn't have the usual Bloodstone build, so he needs to respect this TA more than he did in that situation, and wow, NiP, that's talk about a win there. Roche, full team wipe, I think even the Rubik bought back, maybe?
He did. And
they're getting a tier 3. This is game winning right here. They might get a lane of racks.
And we're going to see Sing return to the field. They're going to have the Darkseer as well, but no wall. They do have the Overgrowth if they want to try and fight into this one. Burning United and Limp, he's sticking around. He wants to get the damage down. The Nether Wall's being dropped. There'll be a split up onto Limp. Can Burning United do anything about this one? Sing trying to get himself into position. Jonathan fan, though, he's going to find Come With Me. Rubik's getting caught out here. He's managed to steal the Tombstone, does drop it down in the midst of this fight. Now Minus here with the Overgrowth, catching out Hanskin and Limp, but Limmy just BKBs. They'll take down the Tombstone. Paris gets the wall down. The right clicks from Sing. They're not enough to bring down Hanskin. Paris is going to fall here to the punches of Limp. And now Limp, he might find Sing as well as the Static Storm gets dropped. They control the Weaver. Could they find anything else? Necroman's bought the BKB. He's trying to turn it around. Limp getting low, but Limp now with the Mel with the Refraction, he keeps himself alive here, being healed up by Era, and Limp, he wants to go back in, he wants to find Minus, he gets a couple of punches out, now he turns towards Necroman, he kills the Leshrac on a monster kill streak, and kill for Era, and now the racks are exposed. There's nothing that Burning United can do to stop this one, and NiP there will clear out in the mid lane. They might even find Minus as well. The dust connects, Limp blinking forward, he wants blood, he wants more, he wants it now, and now Hanskin on a killing spree. GG is called. NiP is too much for Burning United, and game 1 goes to the Swedes.
Wow, that was actually ridiculous how much they just managed to accomplish in the last 3 minutes of that game.
That was...
And it's just, I feel like Burning United's last 2 or 3 team fights were just disconnected. Like, some heroes go in, some stay outside. This last fight in the base, you see Overgrowth being used, Darkseer goes in and uses the whole package, and Leshrac is on the outskirts of the fight, not using BKB, not committing in together with the team. And